So let us discuss this very important theorem. Okay, this is we call it as Hausdorff property. So this property says if you have a matrix space XD, I will draw here so you can easily understand. So the statement says if you have this matrix space XD and you have two distinct points, two different points X and Y, then it is possible to have two open sets U and V. That means there is one open set U, there is another open set V, such that X belongs to U, Y belongs to V, and intersection of these two sets should be non-empty. That means intersection, that means nothing is common between them. Okay, so this thing we have to prove. So see, we have to find U and V, but before that I will write the given information. So what we have, I will write, we have XD is a matrix space, right? XD is a matrix space. Second thing we have, then for any two distinct points X and Y, so let XY be any two points of X such that, see, these 2 points are distinct. That means both of them are different. So when we have, okay, I will draw this diagram, I will draw new diagram, okay, according to our proof. So if you have two distinct points, okay, I am drawing here matrix space XD again. So this is matrix space XD, okay, and what we have a 2 points. Suppose we have X here and we have Y here. Two distinct points we have. That means distance between X and Y is greater than 0. So you know that if 2 points are same, then distance between these 2 points is 0. But if 2 points are different, distance is obviously greater than 0. That means there is some distance between X and Y, non-zero distance, right? After that, what will I do? Let R is equal to 1 by 3 d of xy. A small construction I am doing here. What I am doing, I am dividing this distance between X and Y in 3 equal parts. Okay, I am dividing it in 3 equal parts and each part is of length R. I am calling it as R. This is also R and middle one is also R. So see, obviously R is greater than 0. Since d of xy is positive number and we are dividing it by 3, so obviously we will have a positive number, R greater than 0. Now I am defining, so let U is equal to BXR and V is equal to BXR. What I am doing, sorry, BYR I will take, BYR. That means consider an open ball with center X and radius R. I am considering an open ball with center X and radius R. So this is my U, get it? And consider another open ball with center Y and radius R. So that will be our V. So that will be V, getting? So this is our V. So we have a two open balls, U and V, getting? And you know clearly one thing I can mention clearly, X belongs to U. X belongs to U since it is an open ball, okay, having center X. So obviously center will lie inside it. So that's why X belongs to U, and Y also belongs to V since V is an open ball around Y. So that's why Y is a member of V. Okay, so we have X and we have Y. I will write it properly. So this is V. So we proved X belongs to U, Y belongs to V. After that, clearly we know that, or I will mention, we know that every open ball is an open set. We know that every open ball is an open set. Already we have proved it. Every open ball is an open set. Okay, so we have already proved. So U and V, both of them are open balls. So that's why U and V are open sets. Therefore, U and V are open sets. Okay, so most of the things we have proved here. So what we have proved that there are two open sets U and V. Yes, we proved two U and V are open. We proved that X belongs to U, Y belongs to V. That thing also we have proved. So simply we have to focus on last thing, that is intersection of U and V should be empty set. Okay, we will prove it, but make a screenshot of it and after that we will go further. Okay. So let us prove the last thing, u intersection v is equal to phi. Now we will prove that u intersection v is equal to phi. So, but in mathematics, most of the times what we do, suppose we have to prove this is equal to phi, we assume contrary. We assume u intersection v not equal to phi and we go further. After writing some logical statements, we get some contradiction. So, that's why we change our statement. Okay, so I am going to do the same. So, I will write let it possible. So, I am considering let it possible u intersection v is not equal to phi. That means this set is non-empty. So that means at least one element will be there. So therefore we have some p belongs to u intersection v. Intersection is non-empty, so that's why we can find one element p belongs to intersection. Intersection means and. So this means p lies in u and p lies in v. So it is element of both sets. But what is u? U is nothing but bxr, right? So this open ball is nothing but our u, correct? And what is v? V is nothing but byr, open ball with center y and radius r. Implies, see, p is member of this ball. That means distance of p from its center is less than r, right? Similarly, distance of p lies in this ball. So distance of p from center of ball is less than its radius. So I'll apply the same logic. So let us add these two. So what will you have? If you add left hand side, dxp plus dpy less than r plus r, we can write 2r. Okay. See, I'm going to use triangle inequality. So by triangle inequality, what can I write? dxy less than or equal to dxp plus dpy, and this is less than 2r we have got. So I could write it because of triangle inequality. So a less than b, b less than c, so I can write a less than c. So therefore dxy is less than 2r. But you remember definition of r. R is 1 by 3 d of xy. You remember r is equal to 1 by 3 d of xy. So that's why d of xy is equal to, what can I write? This is 3r. 3r. Here also you can see this distance is r, this distance is r, and middle distance is r. So distance between x and y is 3r. So that's why we get 3r less than 2r, which is not possible. R is positive real number and 3r less than 2r. Okay, so it is not possible. So we get a contradiction. Therefore, we get contradiction. Okay, therefore we get contradiction. So therefore our assumption is wrong. Okay, I will simply mention, therefore our assumption is wrong. Assumption is wrong. What was our assumption? Our assumption was intersection is not equal to phi. That is wrong. That means intersection should be phi, empty set. So therefore u intersection v should be empty set phi. So in this way we completed the proof. You can make a screenshot of it and after that we will stop. Thank you. Bye bye.